Hey there, I'm Mark from Spectrum Pulse, and today we have from Jaime Wyatt Feel Good. It feels like it's been a deceptively long time since we got a proper Jaime Wyatt album. Neon Cross is back in 2020 and carried so much swagger to build off of 2017's lean but fantastic Felony Blues. I don't revisit them that much, but whenever I do, the best moments kick so much ass. Now, there was gonna be a sonic shift built into Feel Good simply off the changing producer from Shooter Jennings to Adrian Quesada, who is probably most well known for his work with the Black Pumas, so I was curious how that pivot would manifest, and what we wound up getting is a straight up vintage but queer as hell Southern country soul album. And you know, that's far from a bad idea. Jaime Wyatt's tremendous voice has always been her biggest asset, and she can sell raw, ragged, soulful firepower against a mix that swells with rich and prominent bass lines that are indebted almost to funk, the guitars that span warmer country to some snarled acid rock fuzz, both organ and saloon piano, pedal steel, strings, and some of the most well-mic'd and textured percussion you're going to hear near a country release this year. Now, that being said, it is a throwback to a very late 60s sound in which you've probably heard many times before. I wouldn't exactly say Wyatt puts a new spin on it sonically, especially compared to the swagger that she had on her last two albums. I respect how much she brings a rougher edge to these tones instead of playing it glossy or tasteful or sedate, but the vocal mix can feel a little slapdash again, and I do wish there were more cuts like Fugitive with its galloping muscle. Although that explosive jamming outro on Hold Me One Last Time, that was completely awesome. So I'll admit I was looking for the lyrics to help this stand out a little bit more, and you know what? I think Wyatt's got enough here to get there, moving the ragged lesbian romances from the subtext to just text, with the detail to paint the haggard road life and the desperate desire for any sense of connection or joy, made all the tougher by living rough, often on the very edges of the law, of which she knows well, and a society at large that's only paying lip service to help. The closer Moonlighter really sums up that emotional journey effectively. Now, if anything, the political undercurrent on cuts like World Worth Keeping and Fugitive, it actually helps that sense of era authenticity to the late 60s, until you realize that there is still so much change that needs to happen, so both past and present can feel very modern and prescient, and Wyatt can really sell the weight of that history while also nailing the high melodrama of a track like Where the Damned Only Go. But bringing it all together, I am tempted to repeat much of what I said when Yola pivoted slightly away from country to go more for vintage soul in 2021, which at first had me questioning some of the production choices and the stylism, only to later acknowledge that it's still goddamn excellent and it's worth so many listens. I would not quite put this on that tier, mostly because Felony Blues is such a high water mark for me in 2010's indie country, but Feel Good's probably going to get slept on, and it shouldn't. If you know fans of classic country, soul, and even classic rock, even if they're not exactly progressive, this is an incredibly easy sell just on tone and execution. It certainly does feel good. Check it out. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to see more, please be sure to like, subscribe, drop some comments, maybe share this around, especially for the indie country fans. I know there's not many of you, but you might actually come around and watch this, especially when the album is pretty damn good. And you could probably say with the branching out into other genres, it would actually have more staying power outside just country. You never know. Beyond that, though, anything else I might be able to do to improve my presentation, I'm all ears. If you guys want to get projects on my schedule before the end of the year, link to my Patreons right over there. As always, I'm Mark, you're watching Spectrum Pulse, and I'll see you next time.